tough one today. I guess if you can, just give me your initial thoughts on today's bout with Oklahoma State.
We had an opportunity against a really good team and came up short. We had our chances. We certainly lost two really close matches at 41 and 57 and heavyweight, so we really had three weights. So obviously that could have changed the duel.
And I was going to ask you about Michael's one there at the end specifically. I mean, that was just so close. Just 1 point really made the difference. What kind of, in your mind, made the difference in that one specifically?
That kid can ride pretty well, and he looked over and we said, hey, we'll try to get out on bottom because it was 1-0, we were losing. But the kid, that's how the kid, he just kind of hangs on and rides you and pulls you down, and it's not flashy, but yeah, that's how he wins.
Just kind of gets the job done, right?
He did today.
Speaking of a couple guys who won for you today, Peyton and Ty are two highest ranked wrestlers. They both get victories. What'd you see out of their performances?
They're both really good wrestlers. I just want to keep them scoring points. Like I think, and I've said this to Peyton Hall, and I know he's been here for 4 years, but he's even better than he can imagine. He's really good, but he showed a little bit today, obviously against a really good guy. But I think the world of his wrestling, and Ty is doing a great job as a freshman. I mean, just he's pretty poised and calm, and he's hard to wrestle. So we're real happy with where he's at.
Did you know when Ty was coming in that he was going to be able to have this success right away? Because you mentioned he's a freshman and he's I think it was number 11 coming in today in his weight class.
Yeah. He was at camp a number of years ago, and we were like, wow, this kid really has a good feel for wrestling. And this was before he even won the state tournament, and then he won 2 state titles, and we're like, then he was in the finals of this, I think Super 32 or something, and we were like, man, this kid's pretty good. So yeah, we kind of had an inkling.
And then about Peyton specifically, you kind of mentioned it. He's a guy who's just gotten better as he's been here throughout his years. What makes him so good now, and how has he gotten so much better since he first arrived here a couple years ago?
Well, maturity is a big part of it. You get a little bit bigger and stronger, and I think knowing what you have to do to win, and that might be different for different people. Like, hey, I've got to be on the offense, and hey, I think he's getting his diet down a little better. I think there's so many factors into a 7-minute performance. When you have making a weight class, and where's your water, and and you weighed in 2 hours ago, and then you have the other guy trying something against you. So there's so much that goes into it. And I think he's doing a better job, preparing.
Team-wise for you guys, number 20 in the country, coming into this one, you all have been ranked for several weeks in a row now. What's it about this team that's allowed you all to reach some success that this program hasn't seen in a couple years?
Well, I think we're getting better and better kids. First of all, we're getting a higher level athlete, but I think they're buying into the program, and they train in the summer and they work at their craft, and they're just good kids to be around. Even when we're losing, I like this team.
One more here for you. Number 2 Missouri is next up on the schedule for you guys. What's the goal for you all, both leading into that bout and then also coming out just the rest of the season? What's the goal for you guys?
I think the goal's the same. I mean, we've got a huge, mountain in front of us, and we got to climb it. And you mentioned Peyton. He's got the number 1 ranked guy in the country. So it's like he goes from 3 to 1, and then 2 weeks or a week later, he's got the number 2 guy. So I've never seen a stretch like that for any athlete I've had, where he's going to wrestle the top 3 guys in like a week, 2 weeks, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, just improvement. Just every time out, just get a little bit better, a little bit sharper, a little bit better shape, and just keep climbing.
And the schedule too. I mean, it just prepares you guys for Big 12s and then ultimately NCAAs, right? Yeah,
I mean, those are a lot of the type of guys you're going to see at the NCAA tournament. In the rounds. Like you're going to see Dayton Fix in the forward rounds, right? So those are the type of guys we've got to be preparing for.